Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. And as promised, I'm bringing you today Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Cheetor. Now, I wasn't a Beast Wars fan before, but this new Kingdom line is surely making me one. So these figures are just great, and can't wait to pop this guy open and see what he's all about. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the packaging. I'm not going to really go into detail here. It's very run-of-the-mill. You've seen it all before, but I will get a close-up on that beautiful Cheetor artwork in his cheetah form. That is so cool. Really, really well done. And that does wrap around to show him in his robot mode. And we all know by watching Earthrise what happens there. And he is a deluxe class. So yeah, I'm not going to go into the packaging too much. Just a quick intro here. And you see him in his robot mode and his cheetah mode. And he converts in 20 steps. So without further ado, let's get Cheetor open and see what he's all about. All right, so here we have Kingdom Cheetor out of the packaging. And before we get into the figure review, let's take a look at the collector's card that he comes with. And it is Black Arachnia, and very, very cool. Done in that same sort of holographic foil look. Very, very shiny, very cool. Now, if you don't want to watch this because of the spoilers, please fast forward. But we're going to reveal this image. And it is of Black Arachnia. Try to get a close-up of her in her robot mode. Very, very cool. And then in the background, if you can see on the top left, you do get a hint of Waspinator and maybe Dinobot. And I'm not sure who the other figure is. It could be Rhinox, although I do see a scorpion tail, so I could be wrong. But anyways, yeah, very, very cool. I really like these collector cards that the deluxe figures come with. Just adds another element to the collection. So very, very cool. And you have the sort of gold coin. I'm not sure what to call it, but I'm sure we'll see that come into play in the future Kingdom series. So very, very cool. So let's take a look at Cheetor. And a very, very cool figure. I love the color scheme, love the powder blue and the yellow contrast. And let's get a close-up on that head sculpt. You see some red, almost orangey painted red eyes with a blue face and a very, very small maximal symbol on the crest on his forehead. Very, very cool. Some nice head sculpt. A very nice head sculpt with some attention to detail there. And you do see the Cheetor, the cheetah face front and center there. And going down, there's some nice sculpted detail on the arms, on the shoulders, going down on the pelvis here. Some nice cool detail. Almost looks like a face here with the two eyes and the nose. And again, on the legs, you get some nice detail there. So very, very cool. He does have tiny feet. That's my kind of my only complaint. He does have a little bit of a hard time standing up. So he does have tiny feet. And also the fact that his hind legs are sort of folded up on his shins there. I thought maybe they could have done something a little bit better there. Maybe hide it inside the leg, something like that. But for what it is, it's not bad at all. So going around the figure, you can see the detail. And his hind legs do just kind of tuck back there. And they do look like chicken drumsticks to me. So he's got the chicken drumsticks kind of hanging out on the back there. Again, I'm not sure if they could have done a little bit more with this, kind of folded the legs up and kind of tucked it in a little more. But it's not that bad. It's not too bad of a backpack from the side. It's actually pretty slim. So you do see some hollowness on the back of the legs, but that is for transformation. So all in all, yeah, some nice detail. And we will see more in cheetah mode, but you do see some nice sort of fur that's sort of sculpted in the plastic. And we will get into more detail when we get him transformed in his cheetah mode. So just want to do a size comparison. So let's bring out some other Kingdom figures I have. Here he is with Core Class Rat Trap. So you can see a size comparison between the two. And here he is with the Deluxe Class Warpath. So there's a quick size comparison there. And here he is with Voyager Class Cyclonus. And let me just pull this back a little bit so we can get them all in the camera. Let's get them all into view. Let me just adjust my camera ever so slightly because that Cyclonus's rabbit ears, as I like to call them, kind of protrude so much that you can't really see them in the frame. But there they are. So you have the Voyager, the Deluxe, and the Core Class. So that's how they all scale together. So very, very cool. So we'll just take these away. And let's get Cheetor transformed into his cheetah mode. And by the way, Cyclonus is an awesome figure. Love him so much. But okay, back to the review. This is a Cheetor review, not a Cyclonus review. So Anyways, let's see what Cheetor looks like in his cheetah form. Okay, so for articulation on Cheetor, his head is on a ball joint and it can look up that far and can't really go down. It can swivel side to side, but it does get hindered by this back section here. And his arms, again, are sort of hindered by this kibble on the back, but it is on the swivel joint and he can get a full 180 on the arm swivel there. And it also has a bicep swivel there, and he gets a little bit more than 90 degrees at the elbow, and there is wrist articulation, full 360 at the wrist. So putting his arms out to the side there, and there is a butterfly joint here because of transformation, so you can actually get the shoulders to pivot in and out like that. So just taking the arms out like that, he does have a full 360 at the waist, and he does have a thigh swivel, and it is just on a mushroom peg here, so he does get a swivel there. Again, this falls off very easily on mine. I'm not sure that's how that is on everyone's, but there is a swivel at the thigh there, and he gets about not quite a 90 degree at the knee, a little bit under 90 at the knee. And he does get forward and backward motion because of the transformation. And he does have that ankle rocker joint there, which is actually very deep, very nice. So you get him in some cool poses. But yeah, as far as articulation, it's a little bit hindered on the upper body, but there is some very nice articulation. So I just realized I forgot to show you the accessory that he comes with, which is basically his tail. And this is what it looks like. So yeah, it's basically his tail just plugs in the back, but it does have a sort of a little blade coming out. And there's some nice sculpted detail on there with that same powder blue. And he can hold it in his hand just fine. And this is sort of a throwback to that Transmetal Beast Wars Cheetor figure that came out a long time ago. So he can hold it like that. Or he can hold it like this, which is more of like a sort of a sword look. So either way, he does hold his accessory very well. It stays in very tight. So anyways, just sorry about that. I forgot to show that off there. So I kind of prefer, I'm not sure which I like, this way or, because this is the way it shows you on the box. So I guess this is the official way to display it. So anyways, so let's get him transformed into his, we can get him, that's that small feet syndrome there kicking in. Let's get him transformed into his Cheetor mode. Okay, so here we have Kingdom Cheetor in his cheetah mode, and let's take a close look at him. Very, very cool. I'm really loving all the spots and the painted spots, black spots on him. Very, very cheetah-like, very, very cool. And there is a lot of nice sort of fur sort of sculpted into the animal mode, like underneath on his chest there. And this is really nice how this seam is very tight and everything sort of comes together really nicely. So yeah, just taking a look at the detail on the head. Very, very cool. You get some nice black paint with some orange eyes. Unfortunately, they didn't paint the pupils in the eyes, but that is something you could probably just do with a Sharpie or something like that. And there is very cool, they did sculpt some teeth in there, so you have some sculpted detail on the teeth, and the mouth does open and close there. And just going down the figure, he's very lean, very cheetah-like, very, very cool. Kind of until you get to the back. I mean, you know, this can't really be helped, but you have the robot feet sort of sticking out there, and you do have the blue in the back. But from certain angles, I mean, if you have him like this, there's certain angles you can put him at, so you don't really see that so much. So very, very cool. As far as articulation, the animal mode, the beast mode is not very articulated. There's nothing really at the tail. The hind legs can go back and forth that much, but it does sort of come undone if you push too much. So you kind of have to just hold that in place and move it back and forth. And there is some knee articulation there, along with some feet articulation. They bend forward and back like that. So you can get them in some sort of, you know, almost decent running poses. Now on the front here, you do have, because this is the back of his robot mode, you do have some articulation here, and you do have some front leg articulation there with the foot as well. It's just on a ball joint and it can swivel like that. So you can get him in some all right poses. There is unfortunately nothing at the head except for the jaw, but that is cool that they implemented the jaw opening and closing like that. That is very, very nice. Nice attention to detail there. So yeah, some oops, sorry about that. Some very cool poses going on there. So just for a size comparison, here he is with Rat Trap. So Rat Trap is much smaller because he's the core class. And this is the only thing I had on hand. Just as a vehicle size comparison, I have the first version of MP Bumblebee. So there they are, side by side. And we can just maybe put Rat Trap on top of Cheetor and getting a ride there, hitching a ride on Cheetor. So there we go. So anyways, that is the size comparison there. We'll take these guys away. And yeah, so this is Kingdom Cheetor. Again, I kind of was on the fence about this guy for a long time. Just finally bit the bullet and got him. And I'm very happy with him. He's very fun. The transformation is very easy and very clean for the most part. But yeah, so anyways, this is Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Kingdom Cheetor. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.